I'm going to call on two of our distinguished members of our group, Dr. Gerald Durley, who is the pastor of Providence Missionary Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia, and a well-known figure going back to the early days of the Civil Rights Movement here in the United States. And Dr. Nancy Fuchs-Kreimer. Rabbi Kreamer is a professor who specializes in intergroup relations at the Reconstructionist Rabbinical College. And it is my pleasure to call on them now to read three brief excerpts from the statement that has been issued.
Thank you very much, Rabbi Saperstein. What an honor and a privilege it is for me, having stood on the Mall 47 years ago under similar circumstances, where we were talking about liberty and justice for all. The statement that we've worked together collectively reads thusly: religious leaders denounce anti-Muslim bigotry and call for respect for America's tradition of religious liberty. As religious leaders in this great country, we have come together in our nation's capital to denounce categorically the derision, misinformation, and outright bigotry being directed against America's Muslim community. We bear a sacred responsibility to honor America's varied faith traditions and to promote a culture of mutual respect and the assurance of religious freedom for all. In advance of the 9th anniversary of the terrorist attacks of September the 11th, 2001, we announce a new era of interfaith cooperation.
Thank you. We are profoundly distressed and deeply saddened by the incidents of violence committed against Muslims in our communities and by the desecration of Islamic houses of worship. We stand by the principle that to attack any religion in the United States is to do violence to the religious freedom of all Americans. The threatened burning of copies of the Holy Quran this Saturday is a particularly egregious offense that demands the strongest possible condemnation of all who value civility in public life and seek to honor the memory of those who lost their lives in September 11th. As religious leaders, we are appalled by such disrespect for a sacred text that for centuries has shaped many of the great cultures of our world and that continues to give spiritual comfort to more than 1 billion Muslims today.
We are convinced that spiritual leaders representing the various faiths in the United States have a moral obligation to stand together and to denounce categorically derision, misinformation, or outright bigotry directed against any religious group in this country. Silence, silence, silence is not an option. Only by taking this stand can spiritual leaders fulfill the highest calling of our respective faiths and thereby help to create a safer and stronger America for all of our people.